MK1 beta being finally done. We did one thing in totality. If you saw the previous video, I did promise I was doing an MK1 MK9 comparison, so let's go ahead and break this down. I played MK1 beta one weekend, the next weekend was MK9 all weekend. Now that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday for MK9. Now I'm telling y'all right now, while playing MK9 then this was just a basic standpoint, right? This is not an attribute to everything else, but I would have to say a lot of the features are coming on board from MK9 to MK1. Again, I thought MK1 was not really as advanced to MK11 as I really found out it to be. You know, when I was playing MK9, I came back to MK9 freshly. So I played MK1, stopped the whole week, right? It ended Monday, the beta. After that, didn't pick up a game, didn't do anything on purpose just so I can solely have this video to talk to you all about. I didn't play anything Tuesday, Thursday, and then Friday night came around and I literally just popped in MK9, played the whole story mode, got wrecked for the whole time, by the way. It was a great stream. All of our viewers, our fam, they were just hanging out and they were watching me get mollywopped. But the cool thing was they were actually watching me break down the essentials of what was going down. It did feel a little different at first. When I picked up MK9, I thought MK9 was gonna be like miles better than MK1 when I picked it up. I pick up MK9, start playing the story mode. I'm getting warmed up. I'm like, okay. Literally the first one that ends up is Johnny Cage. I was like, okay, cool. Johnny Cage was incredible in MK9. That was one of my mains, literally, because I was such a casual back in 2011. I'm still a casual now. Hey, what's up? But when I picked up Johnny Cage, started rocking out with a shadow kick, started punching nuts, started doing all that. I was like, wait a minute. His dashing, I think, in MK1 is probably faster than MK9. That's already like a huge dub right there. And I think MK1 Johnny's like incredible. Now, a lot of people don't like the way his aesthetic looks and that he went back to the whole asshole by nature and just like his overall like look and who he is actually a component of, right? Skin-wise and everything, just how he looks in general. And when in Johnny, I was just like, whoa, like this is crazy. MK1 Johnny's a lot faster than actual MK9 Johnny, I think. If not, it's possibly right on par. And then what brings all that in, right there, it had like tag features in the story mode, so it was 2v1s versus me. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like this kind of reminds me a lot of the cameo system. The juggles are dope. I think you get more opportunities to actually bounce your opponent down and let them pop back up for you to continue a string and a combo in MK1, I think. Now, it did bring us back into the MK9 essence, right? That's giving a huge nod to them, right? And then on top of that, the fast gameplay that does go down is from MKX. MK1 is actually a lot faster than I thought. It's faster than the original stress test is what I'm trying to kind of compare that to also. So from MK1 stress test to MK1 beta, there has been a lot of improvements in comparison to MK9, where you're like, oh snap, this is the GOAT game of all Mortal Kombats. So it has been a great one. So that was great. We went more into the story. There was other characters that I started playing with, like so one character that really reminds me of each other, I guess you can say, or each character on each actual gameplay. MK1 Lee May reminds me a lot of MK9 Sonya. So I was like, whoa, air combat, combos, juggles, just everything that actually adheres when you're utilizing tag and cameos with those characters primarily. I feel that that's like my biggest similarity. What I felt like, Sonya is very fast, she's very rapid in MK9, she can dash really quickly, and just like her a lot of moves are unstoppable, like lows, mids, like overheads. Those are, I'm just like, yo, this reminds me of Lee May. When I was playing with Sonya in MK9, I was like, this is Lee May in MK1. I literally felt like the same person. A lot of the cartwheels, a lot of the acrobatics and aerial moves, and then also just everything. The projectiles and how they zone characters, and just there's this, her X-ray basically would be kind of in remnants, kind of like Lee May's fatal blow in MK1. So those two characters already, in my opinion, are so much alike, and it reminded me a lot of that. I'm trying to see who really compared to Liu Kang in MK1. I think MK9 Liu Kang, in my opinion, is slower than MK1 Liu Kang for sure. So that's just one thing. I don't know if they just made him OP because he's obviously the fire god now. But MK9 Liu Kang felt a lot slower, definitely. In terms of just casual gameplay, right? I'm not saying you can just add up and it takes a while to get them started. I'm just saying up front, like Liu Kang in MK1 is a rusher and a punisher. MK9 Liu Kang is the same way. He obviously has his actual bicycle kick, You only get that in the Fatal Blow in MK1 with Liu Kang. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think that's something I could break down. Sub-Zero felt almost like the same. I believe that's one character that kind of feels the same. I think even in MK9, MK11, and MK1, I believe from recent times kind of playing those, Sub-Zero all in all kind of feels the same gameplay-wise, mix-ups-wise. He's kind of always your tactician, and he's someone that is always gonna outsmart you in mix-ups for sure, man. He has like different dynamics to really come at you different ways to really just punish the crap out of you. Sub-Zero felt the same speed in MK9 and in MK11 and also in MK1, and that's just due to a casual point in terms of recently playing those 3 games. So that would be kind of my opinion on that also. So not a whole lot of change in Sub-Zero other than possibly being a little bit faster in MK1 than MK11. Maybe a little bit though. It's not like a drastic difference because Sub-Zero is definitely not the fastest character to use in MK1 for sure. Who else was I looking into? I just don't know who really compares to Liu Kang as far in terms of that type of speed. I do know Kitana is a lot faster in MK9 for sure, a lot more punishing. Like Kitana punishes the crap out of you in MK9, and Kitana in MK1 for some reason looked the way she did in MK9 on the stress test in MK1. But again, everybody knows, everybody's been sharing this all over Twitter, that they definitely nerfed the crap out of her. So I felt like, oh shit, man, well, Kitana's way better in MK9 for sure than she is in MK1. So that's that comparison right there. And someone like Jax in MK9, I noticed Jax was pretty fast in MK9. I think he can kind of remind me of a, man, I'm trying to see, because we already, he's faster than like Kenshi in MK1 for sure, and he's faster than a couple of other people. He was actually really fast in some weird way. I felt Jax had some super fast gameplay, and I think that was something that was really good to see that in MK9. If they could bring some dynamics of that Jax into somebody else who's kind of going to be one of our characters, our primary characters, that would be cool. Adapting his playstyle was really good. His dashes were amazing. His air combos, just everything. I felt Jax was real dope. I don't really know though who he can compare to, but if I did, obviously I think Jax was almost as fast as Liu Kang in MK1 when I was playing with Jax in MK9. So I felt that was pretty cool also. But in totality, if I were to break down, Kenshi is the slowest character in MK1. It's between him and maybe Kitana, but Kitana's way faster. So Kenshi's the slowest. If anybody like compares to Kenshi, I would say like Cyber Sub-Zero. I think like Cyber Sub-Zero was definitely compared to Kenshi. Like when I was playing with Cyber Sub-Zero or Striker. Striker's pretty slow in MK9 to start. Now to set them up is slow. I'm not saying these characters are slow because Sub-Zero like gets pretty dope pretty quickly. But I think in terms of a setup, they take a little bit longer to set up. I would compare Kenshi to Cyber Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 9 just because of that. And I'm just trying to grasp on the characters as fast as I can at the top of my head because it's all fresh, right? We're sharing the realness with you all. And I'll have to say Kenshi is definitely Cyber Sub-Zero for sure. I think that was kind of like the same feeling where I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? And so when I was playing with that, I was like, okay, cool. Like these two definitely remind me of each other. Like mechanics wise, obviously they play way different. They're way different characters, but I felt that was good. Ermac in MK9 looks super overpowered. So hopefully he is like that in the combat pack. But again, we know playing with Jade also. Jade is incredible in MK9. I hope if she does come on board that she's just as great. So there's a lot of similarities in MK1 to MK9. You know, you have your slower to set up type characters, then you have your immediate fast rusher punishers, but may take a little bit longer to learn all their strings combos and be able to get creative with them. But a lot of similarities. The most thing in totality was movement was definitely felt the same. Air combat definitely feels the same, like how you just really get it rolling in the air. Like air combat is always going to be something like a huge nod to them. The cameo system and tag matches kind of reminiscent to each other, of course. Cameo and MK1, tag and that in MK9. And then also the juggle, the pop-up of your opponent. When you pop up your opponent and they keep going and going, and I think that's something that MK1 did greatly to bring on board to similar aspects of MK9. And then last but not least, just the overall invitation to come play Mortal Kombat. The marketing they're doing with MK1 is incredible. When this MK9 came out, it was beautiful because it nods to the OGs. MK1 is nodding heavily to the OGs. They're doing massive marketing on this. Then it's the colors. Then it's the ninjas, right? They did both of these in MK9 and MK1 now. Colorful ninjas, aesthetic, a crazy, insane, fun roster right now that is gonna be huge for what people are doing. And I think MK1 is actually delivering way more on aesthetics right now than MK9 did. But I'm just not too sure at the end of the day how the gameplay is gonna be and how it's gonna be online and what they offer additionally to just our classic, you know, towers matches and everything. So much that they've done for a casual has been incredible. When I stepped foot, last but not least, this is the end of the conversation. When I stepped foot, when literally in my stream, and I popped in, I got it rolling, played MK9, because MK9 we know is definitely rare to get these days. And when I started playing on stream, and my first, I literally jumped in story and I was like, let's go, let's go. And I played it, and I was like with Cabal at that point. I think like it kind of was around that point where I really started snapping into like, whoa, this is almost like MK1. If not, I might even personally like some essences of MK1 better than MK9, but obviously MK9 is the GOAT game, bro. And when I was playing with Cabal, I was like, whoa, like the speed, the dashing, the movement, the correlation, getting around, jumping up and down, full screen type gaming, projectiles, all that stuff, it's all MK1 relatable, and MK1 holds up heavily, man. MK1's a beast, and it definitely is better than MK11, because when I picked up MK11, I just did not enjoy it for some reason. MK1 is, they went back to a lot of roots. If not, they might even get better and better, because this was just a beta I'm comparing it to. So my opinion, super dope. Y'all gotta let me know what's up. Have y'all dabbled into that MK1 beta? What are your final thoughts about it? Also MK9, have you gone to try to do that? I would really suggest, if you haven't played Mortal Kombat since the beta, go check out MK9. You'll see a lot of what I'm talking about, where you thought MK1 was just a little bit better than MK11. But when you go to MK9, you're like, oh shit, like it really is, man. So I appreciate y'all so much, man. Hit us up with a thumbs up, subscribe. We're almost at 1K subscribers, so your help is always appreciated as we're trying to grow this channel to be able to do what we love every day, man. Peace.